decided to come back. Welcome back to my channel. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel if you're not new, and if you're new, welcome. So you see the title, we are here for a teen mom review, episode 17. I think we're at this point like close to mid-season. As we can see, we had a surprise cast member come back. I thought she was gone for good, but she's here, so we will talk about her. We will talk about the episode. We'll talk about everything. So I hope you guys are having a good week. You had a good week. I don't know what day this will be uploaded, but it for sure will be uploaded before the newest episode. I have been back on my bully, so I hope you guys have been catching up with my new videos I've been posting. I hope you keep up with it. I'm going to be on time weekly with the Teen Mom episodes, as well as reaction videos, reviews, try-ons, tryouts, all the things. You know, I'm just unpopular opinions, and I give those things on this channel. So if you're here for that, stay tuned, come back, subscribe, like this video if you like it. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you have anything you want to say about the episode, anything you want to say about my channel or my opinions, you can go ahead and let me know. We can talk about it. Just be respectful. We're all about respect and peace over here. But other than that, I will reply eventually, but I promise I will. So I'm not really even surprised. The episode starts out with Kayla. I knew they were gonna do that. With the way her episode ended last week, they were like, we gotta start out with this girl's scene because it's too much, it's a lot, and it's ghetto. Hopefully I have enough storage to record this whole video, but I'm not surprised that they did her first. She pretty much is running down what happened to her friend. Her friend comes over, she runs down what happens. She's kind of worried that it might cause riffraff between her and Luke. I forgot to put my earrings back on after I ate. Anyways, I feel like at the end of the day, and this is me, I'm very in tune with peace, respect, and all the things. I feel like if we are together, we have a relationship, we're partners, and on top of that, of course, like we're married and we have kids. Like you, me, and our family we created comes before anything else. Your family, my family, anybody else, your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, I don't give a fuck. If they are not who you are partnered with and they are not your kids, they do not come before your partner and your kids, especially if you are married and you made a contract, a legal contractual agreement that you and your partner decided on, however that agreement applies, and you have kids together, you're raising a family, a village. Like, yes, they matter, they're important. I'm not saying they don't matter at all, but do they come first? No. And so with that being said, I feel like this, if anything, should open Luke's eyes to see how his family really is and how detrimental his family can be to his happiness. Because it's not even just about Kayla at this point. Even if he's not with Kayla and he's with a different woman, this can happen again. And if the woman is not exactly what the mom and the sister likes, and she's not perfect and she doesn't do everything perfect to their standards, this will happen again, whether it's Kayla or anyone. So Luke needs to see what his family is and how they are for what it is, and deal with that accordingly. And if anything, this should bring them closer together, in my opinion. Also, I feel like based on what everything is being said, pretty much Luke's mom and sister don't feel like they did anything wrong. And Luke's mom is really just a bad influence on her own daughter, making her daughter think that this is okay, this behavior is cool, and it's not. And honestly, I honestly thought his mom had a little bit more sense than what she's giving, but clearly she doesn't. Based on how she came on the show when her and Luke, when Kayla and Luke first got together, she seemed like she had sense. She seemed like she was loving and all the things. I'm not saying she's not loving. I'm not saying like she can't, you know, get things together. Clearly she's a grown woman with her own affairs. But I mean, like, as far as like, she's one of those, which I know a lot of women, especially, you know, within this community, that has that temperament where it's like, you know, they may have some success in life and career and a home and all the things, but it's like in their personal life, they can't get it together. You know, they're mean to their kids. They treat them any old way because they're bitter, because they can't get their love life together, because they choose the wrong type of men all the time. And it's just like, so they look at their sons as their men in a way, because it's like they feel like their son is supposed to be like their protector and be there and do what they need them to do, even though their son's gonna grow up and be their own man and have their own life and their own family. And then they look to their daughters to also be their protector and to pretty much be like the second parent in the home when they're not around. Like, I know it all too well. So it's just like, I'm not surprised she has two sides to her. I know it all too well. But it's just like, wow, I know it all too well. Anywho, I understand why Kayla is like, I'm good off them. I agree. I've been saying this from the jump. And Luke was a little agitated when she first said it. And based on how Luke is and how he feels about family, I'm not surprised he got a little agitated. However, I'm glad he quickly got it together and realized, look, if this is what she want to do, I'm gonna just be with it. Because at the end of the day, like, Luke, you don't have to, and I'm glad Kayla brought this up because it's true. He doesn't have to deal with Kayla's family constantly trying to not only disrespect him and say, I want you guys to break up and things, not only to Kayla, but also to his face, but also then on top of it, they're trying to fight Kayla. Like, it's just too much. And yeah, maybe one day in the future of life, they can reconcile and other things. But as of right now, these next months, next even years, Kayla has every right. And if she decides forever, I agree with that too, has every right to say, I'm good off your family. You and me, if we want to be an item, we can do that forever to the day we die, if you want that. But I am not going to deal with your family anymore. And she has the right to do that. She didn't sign up for abuse. She didn't sign up for cheating. You already did that. So let's at least take off the abuse from your family. Let's knock off one thing off the list. Okay, well, I'll tell you this. At least Maddie got some shit going on this episode, so it's not boring. Well, okay, I'm not gonna lie. The first, like, maybe 30 minutes of the show, I wasn't really interested, but it got more interesting as we realized more things. We'll get into that. Because at first I was like, poor Maddie. She just at home alone, boy, with all the girls. Same thing with the opening episode. She was at home all alone while all the girls was out having a party. And that's exactly what happened this episode. And I can see this happening to Maddie a lot. So she gonna have to get with it. Because, girl, you want to have a life again. But it looks like you ain't gonna have a life again anytime soon with the way you not really protecting yourself. Not gonna take too long. You know, pretty much Maddie finally is moving. Moving day. Maddie is having help with her parents. Well, by her parents helping moving in. They finally moved into their new place. It's a house, I believe, that they're renting. They're doing okay. They're barely getting by, aren't we all? But we survived it in this mug. I guess Christian recently got laid off of his second job, but he still has his first job and he's picking up extra shifts. So they're doing what they can. In the process of that, Madison is home alone a lot. I mean, of course she's with her daughter, but what adult, you know, is gonna find fun in hanging out with a child all the time? Of course you wanna be with your kid and you find joy and love in that, but after a while you need other interaction with other humans that are your age, that you can do things with outside of playing with dolls and changing diapers. We find out that she's pregnant at the very end of the episode. Am I surprised? No, like I said, they've been showing it all week. I'm not surprised. However, well, not all week, but every preview. However, I am kind of surprised how nonchalant and happy she was about it, because you would think with her saying that she's alone all the time, Christian has to work a lot, they're barely getting by, she's still young, she barely moved into their first place together, and really she had to get a lot of help with that. It's like you wouldn't think she would be happy and nonchalant about being pregnant for the second time. And then it's just like, and I know everyone's not like me, it's a new era and, you know, whatever, but it was just, even the way it was announced was lightweight, just like, like, I don't know, like, babe, I'm pregnant, okay, love you, go to work. Like, if you don't get your ass up here and look at the stick, as a matter of fact, could you check to see if it's positive or negative for me and then let me know? Like, that's how I do it. Like, girl, what? But it seems like she's happy. So, I won't be surprised if she complains about it. But I'm not gonna feel bad for her when she does, because I know she will. Because it's like, you know, what you were doing, you could have, you know, I really don't feel bad for anybody, female or male, when, you know, things like this happens, because it's like, there's preventions, and I understand it's not that easy and it can be forgetful at times, but there's still a lot of chances and a lot of things that we as adults can do to prevent a lot of the things that we put ourselves in. And then when we get ourselves in these situations, the signs were there, we had chances, people were telling us, and then we ignored it and didn't listen the whole time. Then when we finally get caught up in it, then we want to cry and need help. It's like, no, the signs were there, baby. Deal with it. Okay, it's Amore'S birthday. The party's here. The girls came down for the party. That was really cute. I thought that was really cute, a cute rendition. Now, the way they did it this week was very cute. How they had some of the girls come for the party. We got to see the girls interact. They spent time together, but it didn't take up the whole show. and each girl still had their individual time to shine. The way they did that this week was great. I loved it. The way they played it out when the premiere happened, it was boring. It was too much clumping. But this episode was really cute. I liked seeing the girls together. They got to have fun and film, but it still wasn't overshadowing. It was nice to see the girls come together. Rachel, Kaya, and Kayla J. She's back. We will get to that in a second. Let's finish off with Kaya's story. So it's Amore'S party. The girls came down. They go to dinner together, and Kaya pretty much gives her spiel. Now, Kayla, we'll talk about that, but she pretty much announces something and then asks, hey, how is it for you guys co-parenting with your baby daddies, even though you guys are not with them and they're pretty much both in jail? And Rachel pretty much gives her spiel, and then Kaya gives hers. And Kaya was the main one talking, and she's, pretty much opened up and said how, she feels like she has to sacrifice and had to sacrifice a lot to be a teen mom. But yet, in a lot of ways, he and also everyone else around her doesn't have to sacrifice as much. And she feels like she has to, pretty much forget about how she feels and forget about what she needs to appease other people. Mainly like Zay's family, side of the family, because he's not around, so she has to go out the way and make sure that Amore sees his family. So it's like she has to do things that she didn't really want to do or sign up for. And then on top of that, it's like she says that her and Zay were never together. That's her story. And honestly, it doesn't even matter at this point. But that's what she says, and it seems like that's going to be an issue in the future. It seems like Kaya's kind of in a good place in life, and she's growing to be who she is going to become. But there's still a little bit of drama here and there with the baby daddy and his mom, his side of the family. Because even at the party, when Carla and I don't know I don't know Zay's mother's name, so I'm just going to say Zay's mom. They spoke, and then I guess Carla told Kaya what they spoke about. And it upset Kaya because she felt like, why does this woman always have to bring up drama, things that regard the past and what happened in the past, which is understandable. Kaya is a sensitive baby. I forgot what sign. Somebody commented down below in one of my videos and told me what zodiac sign she is. If one of y'all care to, could you comment down below and remind me again? Because I don't remember. But I almost got it right. I had guessed like 2 different signs, and then there was a third one that I was thinking of, and I got it wrong. But it was the third one I was thinking of. I didn't just actually say it, but I thought it in my head. But I forgot what zodiac sign that is. But whatever it is, she's a sensitive little mama. She cries a lot, which isn't a bad thing. But it's just like, if you tell her something that's not going to be really too good, she going to be in her feelings about it, okay? Because she was not happy. She was like, leave me alone. I get it, though. I don't like drama either. I'm all about peace and respect, so I do understand. But, mama, don't let it make you cry. You just going to have to just, brush it off your shoulder, because you're going to have to deal with this man and his people for a minute. So you just can't let it get to you every time. Rachel is looking cuter and cuter, okay? She got her new little contacts, and she said, no, I can see exactly how to do this makeup and if this blend is giving. And I'm going to make sure every time I wear these contacts, I'm going to give. Because mama has been giving. Her makeup has been cuter. Her outfits have been a little bit cuter. I could tell once Rachel really gets some money, she's going to be that girl that's going to get the little, Louis Vuitton bag with nothing in it. She's going to be rocking the real cute makeup and the cute extensions. Like, I can see it. And like I said, ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, good for you, Glen Coco. You go, Glen Coco. So her mom and the girls, which, I forget how to say Mallory's daughter's name, Emerson, I think that's how you say her name, and Hazley, which is Rachel's daughter, go travel to, I believe they went to Virginia, that's where Kaya lives, to go to Amore'S birthday party. So they are out there, they stayed in a hotel. Pretty much, it's kind of like a little bit of a toss-up between Rachel's story and her with the other girls, but pretty much she goes with the girls to dinner. Once they go to Kaya's house and drop the kids off. Kaya's mother, Carla, I believe that's her name, and Rachel's mother, I forget her name, are actually close. They have a good relationship compared to all the other moms on the show, and they connect and bond, and so they watch the kids together and, kind of talk while the girls are out. And Carla gives her story about how she was a mom at 15. Well, I think she said she got pregnant at 15 and had the baby at 16. Which is crazy. I didn't know that. And then Rachel's mother had her daughter, or I don't know if it was Mallory, but she had her child at 19. She got pregnant at 18 and had her daughter at 19. So they both, talked about their experiences and what their life was like, and kind of also talked about, how they feel about their daughters as baby daddies and the situations with that. Also, while they're out, Rachel kind of gives her opinion on co-parenting with Drew, and pretty much says that there is no co-parenting because he's never been around, he's not around, and she doesn't really care to have him be around if he's not going to be an actual father. However, she said that she is willing, because we find out that she goes to her mom's house and lets her mom know that Drew is getting out in the next week or two. He was in jail, he's getting out. And she pretty much lets her mother know that she has no issue with him being in Hazy's life if he's gonna actually be around and be a good person, a good father. If he's not gonna be around, he's gonna be inconsistent and be trash. She doesn't really feel like Hazy needs him. So we'll see how it happens. So I guess Kayla J is back. Now, I'm not sure if she's actually back, or they just brought her back for an episode because they're like, hey, you're here at the party, so let's just talk to you for the weekend and bring you in on an episode. Who knows? I really don't know exactly what they're doing with that, but I'm gonna assume she's back. She's getting her own segment. So, Kayla'S back. We remember her from last season. She was the one who had a child with a partner who was transgender. They both went, when she was 18, to a surrogate spot to have the baby together. Yeah, anyways, if you watched last season, you know the story. I'm not gonna go into it, but pretty much that's what it's giving. And now she comes back and she's pregnant again with a different person. And she's not even 12 weeks yet, and her new baby's father are already not together. I mean, at this point, really, are we surprised when we hear young women pregnant and they're not even in a relationship with the father of their baby? I mean, I'm not saying this in a judgmental way. I'm just saying this in a like, can we do better way? And I'm putting that on everybody. I'm putting that on the women. I'm putting that on the men, mainly the men, to be honest with you, because a lot of you guys purposely are choosing not to marry, purposely choosing to create broken homes. You guys know what you're doing. You're doing it on purpose. So it's really the men, in my opinion. However, it's also up to women to stand your ground and know your worth, and not allow men to keep impregnating you and filling up your womb and giving you nothing in return, but just a baby to raise by yourself. I'm not trying to judge, but I am being realistic, because I don't want girls that are young and beautiful and impressionable to grow up and think this is the way it is, Well, find a guy that's at least nice enough to me for 6 months and let him nut in me raw, get me pregnant, and he doesn't have to do anything but just be a sperm donor. Like, I mean, it's just like, damn, like, can you guys at least be in a relationship during the pregnancy? Like, I mean, at this point, it used to be like, okay, by the time the baby's 1 or 2, y'all ain't gonna be together no more, but at least y'all was together during the pregnancy, you tried. At this point in 2022, it's like people don't even be in relationships when they're pregnant. They be we're gonna co-parent in like 10 weeks. It's honestly not funny. It's actually really, really sad. And I'm not trying to judge Kayla. It's more of like, I'm sad for her. Like, she's not even 21 and she's a single mother of 2. No, she is 21. I think she's 22 actually. But she's not even 25. She's not even 23. And it's not even just the fact that she has 2 kids. It's the fact that she has 2 kids with 2 different men, and both of them chose not to be with her. And she didn't even make it to the 2nd trimester with the 2nd pregnancy. And he's already like, I'm good. I'll try to help if I can, but I'm too scared to be with you. Like, that, I mean, that's sad. Like, come on, you guys, that's sad. That's not trying to diss or be disrespectful. That's just being honest. That's not something that you want your daughter to go through. That's not something you want any woman you love and care about to be pregnant and single and by themselves. And then it's like almost every time you hear someone or a female that you love and care about in your life get pregnant, you kind of have to bite your fingers like, oh, is the father around? That's what it's come to. It's like you really are tossing up a quarter and hoping that it hits tails. She lets the girls know during dinner. She asks the girls a question about how co-parenting is going with them. And I kind of was surprised she even asked that question, because I'm like, girl, you already have a child with someone else and you're co-parenting with them, and you see how that went. So you know what to expect. It ain't gonna be much better, because this time you ain't even with them. Just being honest. But welcome back, baby, and I hope you have a great pregnancy and a healthy delivery. I just pray you use some more discernment, a lot more discernment the next time around you get pregnant. Because, I mean, you're going to find out when it's a little too late, sis. And not just you, but anybody else watching this that is in that predicament or may find themselves in that predicament. You're going to find out when it's a little too late that it probably wasn't smart to keep letting men fill up your womb with no type of commitment. And you just stuck being a single mother to different men's children. And you're doing all the hard work. And your body's being ruined in the process, and you're not looking younger and cuter and prettier. You keep spending less and less time on yourself, your looks, your feelings, your opinions, your life, because you got to take care of other little ones. I'm just glad I realized this before it's too late. Oh, God. And real quick before we move on to Brianna, I want to make this very clear. When you come to my channel, you are going to get the truth. Sometimes the hard truth. And it is what it is. Unpopular opinions, very much so. But a lot of the times there's a lot of facts and truths into my opinions, but they're unpopular because nobody really cares to listen to the facts and truths. Lastly, we are talking about Brianna and Brianna'S birthday. It's her birthday. She's celebrating. I believe they went out of town, like her and her family. And during this trip, or at least while they're celebrating, she lets her family know that her father tried to reach out to her for her birthday. And I believe she said this is the first time that he's ever reached out to her personally for her birthday. And she was upset because, one, he wasn't a good father her whole life. And then two, it's like he only reached out because Facebook reminded him it was her birthday. And so that bothered her in a sense that it's like, you only did that because you had to be reminded. And then it's just like, it reminded her that he wasn't a father this whole time. So what's the point? And honestly, that's very understandable. Like, Brianna's understandably hurt. She's understandably upset. And she has every right to be upset and hurt. And honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. I kind of really feel bad for Brianna. I feel bad that her father did her like that. And then it just sucks to know that literally Brayson's father did the same thing and is gonna do the same thing to him. So it's just like, it's a fucked up cycle, and it sucks. Like, she doesn't deserve that. She doesn't deserve to feel like she's not good enough for her own father. And it's not fair that so many young girls and children in general have to grow up and feel that way. And yes, there are mothers that are out there that leave their children and are shitty too. I'm not saying there aren't. But let's be real and let's look at statistics. Fathers do it more. And it's sad that there's so many kids that are out there, grown adults that are out there who never had fathers, whose fathers never came, who are never there, who were never there, who don't take accountability for it, who don't see anything wrong with how them not being there affected their children's lives. Like, it's just really sad. It's unfortunate. And I really honestly felt bad for Brianna in this episode. Like, I honestly felt like this is fucked up. And like, she is honestly like in a phase right now where she's mad and angry. And you can kind of tell. And she has every right to feel it. I just hope that she is able to like keep going to therapy and expressing it in a positive way. Or even if it's not positive, but just expressing it in a way that's obviously not harmful to her or anyone else, but that helps her grow and learn from it. Because it's just like, that's a type of hurt that sadly, a lot of people feel, and a lot of people don't know how to actually properly get an outlet to get it out. And so I hope that Brianna continues the path she's going on. She's doing a great job with like controlling how she's feeling and what's going on. And I'm honestly really proud of Brianna. Like, people could say what they want about Brianna, but she's honestly doing a really good job. And I commend her for going through therapy. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't recognize their issues. And even if they do nothing about it. And everybody can benefit from therapy, but it's like, even if you're not going to go, try to at least like make changes in your lifestyle, in your daily life. Do things that make you better. You know, whether it's money that help your finances, whether it's the way you talk to people and treat people, the way you are as a person, the way you are emotionally. Like, there's different things we can do that can help us in life. And I think Brianna's taking good steps to be a better person. And I hope that she's also able to help Brayson as he grows up as well, because sadly, his father did the same. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this review. Like it if you like it, subscribe if you want to, comment down below. Let me know your opinions and what you feel about this episode, what you feel about my review. I'll see you guys soon. I have more reactions coming soon. Look, I'm still doing my Flo Milli reaction. Also, you guys already know Beyonce's gonna drop Renaissance. She probably already dropped it by now. depending on when I recorded this. Posted this video. And let me just tell you, I'm gonna give my opinion, so you guys can eat me up if you want to, but I'm gonna be honest,